Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy start of a brand new week. We're coming off of the powerful week of gratitude, intending that you all had an amazing Thanksgiving. Those of you that are in the US and you celebrated that with your family. And here we go, the start of a brand new week. All right, I'm going to wait for y'all to join. Hang on, let me jump over here in comments because it shows me when you are all here. So let's see, as you're coming in, I see you all. As you're coming in, give each other some love. We're talking about wealth disruption. Ooh, what a topic. Wealth disruption for 2024. And one of the questions that I get all the time is, Tasha, what are you doing? What are your rituals? How do you do this? How do you think about that? Giving it all to you. Hey, Goddess Monica, Sierra, Ellie. Good morning, Barbara. All right, we've got the family here. So I'm going to jump right into it. Hey, Thashna, good morning. Listen, we've got 2 more weekends. Two. Oh my gosh, is it here? Are we there yet? 2 more weekends until Create 2024. I just want to say this call is a prerequisite class for that masterclass. Every conversation that I've been having for the last couple of weeks, whether it's been here on Facebook or on Clubhouse, is literally prepping you for that Create 2024 masterclass. So if you haven't watched them all, make sure you go watch the replays, find the Clubhouse, because it's literally a setup for when we do that masterclass and we come together to create the next year. All right. So many of you are registered. Oh my gosh. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait. And if you're not registered for Create 2024, one of the things that I saw in the comments last time was we gave you the word to type, and some people were like, where's the link? How do I find it? So I just want to say, if you are not registered for Create 2024, please take care of it today. You want to be there. This is not something you want to try to do on your own. Do not take my advice. I would not recommend you sitting by yourself and just going from your conscious mind, trying to do something as powerful as create the next year of your life. You want to be in a guided vortex, if you would, like super high energy, everyone on the same vibe. I mean, think about that. Hundreds of women coming together in high vibration to create their most amazing year. That's where I want to be when I create mine, not sitting by myself in my living room, right? So if you're not already registered, go ahead and you can either type the numbers 2024. Hang on a second, let me give it to you. Type 2024 and then check Facebook Messenger. When you do that and you check Facebook Messenger, you will get the prompt. But if you're watching on YouTube or you don't have Facebook Messenger for whatever reason, you can also go to tashachen.com/2024. tashachen.com/2024. Let me type that in here for you all too. tashachen.com/2024. Because sometimes people are like, I didn't get it in the bot, or I'm not seeing it, whatever. So, I got you covered any which way you need it. So let's jump. Hang on, let me show that. tashachen.com/2024 is another way that you can go. Just make sure you take care of it. Now, let's talk about this topic around disruption. Listen, I'm going to give it to you straight right now. So make sure you're strapped in. It's Monday morning, right? We're coming off of like all, lovey-dovey gratitude. And I'm going to come straight at you because that's what I'm doing to myself. Whatever your current level of income right now, whatever it is that you generated this year, whatever the most amount of money is you've ever made in a year in your life, whatever it is, and especially this year, that is your comfort zone. Everything about you at that level of income is your comfort zone. You know how to do it now. Whatever your number was this year, like, good, check. I know how to do that, right? I've done it. Now that's your comfort zone. You have 2 options from here. You can stay the same. Maybe it was a good year for you. Maybe it was a great year. You're like, I kind of like this. I want to stay here. That is definitely an option. Do your thing. And maybe you don't want to stay around for the rest of this conversation, because this conversation is for the women who want to advance. You want to go from here to your next level of wealth and your next level of income. And that is going to require disruption, disrupting your comfort zone entirely. To advance in wealth, you must outgrow your current wealth identity. You must outgrow the comfort zone of whatever it is that you are making, you have made, you know how to do it, you've been making it for maybe some time now. You have to outgrow that. If you want to get to the next level of wealth, that PS is literally waiting for you. It's waiting. It's like up here waiting for you to go, come. I'm waiting. I'm here, sitting, waiting for you to get here. But you are down here in your comfort zone and you're like, yeah, this is really good. I've never been here before. This is maybe a new place for me, this level of income. And I want, like I want to hang out here for a while. That is okay. That's okay. I'm just saying, this might not be the conversation that's going to light you up the way it's lighting me up. As for me and my house, which is all this, right? All of this here up here. As for me and my house, yeah, not working for me. I'm like, well, that was good. That was fun. Yay. Kudos to you. You did that. And why are you here? We're here to advance. We are here to disrupt the status quo. We were never meant to settle. And you know what? It's a little dangerous if you settle. I remember, I will never forget, I was on Clubhouse some time ago, and this woman, I believe her name was Dawn. If anyone else was on there that day, I hope it hurt your spirit the way it hurt mine. Dawn said, Tasha, in listening to your conversations, I realize how much I have just settled. For 30 years, I have had the same income. 30 years. First of all, the economy has changed. The inflation's changed. Like, there's so much that's changed in 30 years. I cannot imagine how someone can survive today on an income you started making 30 years ago, And so for me, that is like, that was a wow. I mean, my heart fell for her. And so I don't know about you, but like, that's just not who I am. I'm all about it because I understand that we're here to advance and we're always capable of more. We always are capable of more. And hang on a second, I'm going to jump over here to the comments. So how do we, Tasha, you are frozen. Hang on a second. Am I still frozen for you guys? Deanna says, I'm in your house. Am I still frozen? Can somebody tell me if I'm frozen for you? I know sometimes I like, okay, thank you. Thanks, Marcella. Thanks, Lisa. Okay. So, this whole thing about your current identity, and I know that this conversation is about wealth, but I really want you to dissect wealth, not just financially, but wealth in your spirituality, wealth in your relationships, wealth in the fulfillment of your spirit and your purpose. Like, are you wealthy in that area? Are you at your comfort zone there? Are you status quo in it right now? Right? I want you to think like, yes, inherently when we hear wealth, we think of money. For me, this is about advancing and ascending to the highest version of Tasha while I am still breathing. I'm constantly wanting to evolve, to change, to expand, and to ascend. And in order for me to keep doing that, in order for you to keep doing that, we have to disrupt our comfort zones. We have to disrupt the identity that we have right now. And I want to share with you from the Science of Getting Rich this morning why this is priority A. It says, you can advance only by being larger than your present place. So think about where you are in your spiritual journey right now. Your understanding of the power that you have, your understanding of divine intelligence, your understanding of God, universe, source, you as God, universe, source. Where are you in your spiritual growth with that? Think about where you are in your health journey. Where are you in your relationships, the quality of relationships that you have? Have you outgrown relationships? Are you at status quo with relationships and you're just settling, like thinking there's no more than this is comfortable, right? Like, I'm telling you, if you want to be an advancing person, You got to look at every area of your life, and you have to be willing and courageous enough to be disruptive, period. So this is not a conversation for everyone. Some of us don't have that courage, and I can't give it to you. I'm just telling you, you have to think about this if you want more, right? So it says, if no one filled his present place or her present place, you can see that there must be a going backwards in everything. Think of that woman who for 30 years did not receive a raise, did not receive higher level of income. Not only did she stay the same, she actually went backward as the world evolved and people, the like minimum wage increased, right? And she stayed the same. So she didn't stay the same, really. She actually went backwards because the world kept moving forwards. Does that make sense to you? Why we have to be considering this as we get ready to create 2024? I'm hoping it does. And I don't know about you. This might be super high level for y'all this morning, but I'm going there and I'm trusting you can hang and it will make you think. That's my number one goal, is to make you think. So here's the other part of this. It says, no society could advance if every man was smaller than his place. Nobody would evolve. Society wouldn't advance. We wouldn't have all these revolutions if everybody just kind of stayed in their comfort zone, right? Social evolution is guided by the law of physical and mental evolution. If you are not evolving, you're actually not just living, you are going backwards, because everything around you is advancing, is disrupting the comfort zone and the status quo. Everything, not technology, people's mindset, right? Everything around you is evolving. So think about that. It's not that you're staying the same. You are at risk of dying. It's not just that you're not going to evolve, you are going to possibly become irrelevant. I just want you to, and it's harsh. I know, but love me anyway, because I love you. That's why I'm telling you this. This is what I'm talking to myself about. And I love you enough to talk to you the way I talk to me. So I'm hoping that it's landing. All right. So here we go. It says, in the animal world, when an organism has more life than can be expressed in the functions of its own plane, it develops the organs of a higher plane and a new species is originated. There never would have been new species had there not been organisms that more than filled their places. The law, you know how I love the law is exactly the same for you and for me. Your getting rich depends upon your applying this principle to your own affairs. The goal is to evolve, advance, connect to a higher plane, ascend in your wealth. That's what we have to be thinking about. We can't be comfortable where we are, because not only will we stay there, we're actually going to get left behind. So I say this, and it's very, not Tasha language, not Tasha nicey nice today, but it's factual. We have, Barbara says, it's so true. You become extinct if you don't grow. So right now you're like, Tasha, how do I do that? What needs to be shaken up? Where do I outgrow myself? Can you all type that? I'm ready to outgrow myself. 2024, I'm outgrowing myself. I'm outgrowing this version of me. I am evolving. I am committing to disrupting the status quo. Can you all? Oh, Natalie says, outgrown people can be one of your greatest blessings. It just means you have outgrown what you can teach them and what they can teach you. It's in both of your best interest, for your highest good, and to move on to the next lesson. That's, Natalie, we're going to have to invite you on here as a follow-up, because that's a whole sermon right there in and of itself, right? I'm outgrowing myself. That's me. If you're on that train, let me hear it in the comments. Let's go. I'm literally like, this has been cute. It's been a minute. Let's go. Next. I'm here for so much more. You're here for so much more. Do not settle. This isn't it. This isn't as good as this is. This isn't it. And you know what? Tony Robbins says, you are never going to feel fulfilled unless you are constantly evolving. never going to be. You can have all the money in the world, you can have all the things, but if your spirit is not evolving and advancing, if your soul, if your mindset, if your consciousness isn't full of what it's capable of and learning even more, you're not going to be happy. We're wired for that. If you're not doing that, you're not living. So here are the 3 ways that you can do that. Number 1, your beingness. In order for you to be disruptive in wealth creation, in order for you to outgrow yourself, you're going to have to start to look at the level of wealth that you identify at, right? So what is the level of wealth you identify at? And I'm specifically talking about right now, I want you to think first and foremost financially. Then I want you to think, and this is what I challenged myself with, like, am I where I believe I can be spiritually? My level of spiritual understanding of the laws of my power, of myself individualized as God. Like, am I where I can be? No, I'm not. Right? So I don't want to identify as Tasha. Think about how you all probably look at me. You look at me as here, right? And you're like, Tasha, wow, you've so arrived. And I look at me and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're right. I've arrived from maybe a few years ago, but there's so much more. And so that's what I want you to do for yourselves. Think about this in every area. Are you where you know you can be in your health, in your spirituality, in your relationships, and in your money? Are you there? What do you identify as? Right? So start thinking about that. I want you to also think about your environment. And this is back to what Natalie just says. Look at your space. Look around you, right? How are you living? Look at your friends. Look at the people in your life. Is this it? Is this it? Me? Oh Lord, I'm scared to tell you how I'm processing right now. I am scared. I don't know if you can handle it. So I'm just gonna say, I just encourage you to do the same, right? Like, my environment has to evolve. I am consciously and actively seeking people who are evolved. That's where I want to be. That's who I want to hang around with. So, like, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And I encourage you to do the same. Number 3 is your mindset. So number 1 is your beingness, your level, the identity level of wealth that you identify as today. Is that it? Is that the max for you? Think about your environment, the people in your life, the friends that you have, right? The spaces that you hang out in. It's like, I mean, love TikTok, but the energy of that whole thing is not for me. That is not a space that is evolved. And as much as it's technology and amazing and it's giving, like somebody said, TikTok is the new CNN, have at it. That's exactly the way I look at it. Have at your TikTok. You have at it, right? That is not an environment that is evolving me. So that's the way I look at that. But everybody, we all have to self-analyze. And then the third one is mindset. How are you thinking? How do you think? Is this the level of evolution that you are capable of, right? In the way you think? Are you, I mean, ultimately, I think about, I don't know if Goddess Kimberly is watching, but we have a lesson that we do in one of our programs where we talk about the law of the divine mind, and that we're here to be imitators of God. And God had the level of thinking, or even Jesus, right? Where it's like, just let there be the thing. And there was the thing. Like, seriously, for me, I'm like, if that's not happening more often than not in my life, just let there be it. And there it is. If that's not happening more often than not, and I still realize I'm a human being. I like, the whole purpose of life is to evolve to the level of Jesus and God, right? But if I'm not like there most of the time, then I'm like, all right, there's still more that you can evolve and you can advance in. There she goes. There's Goddess Kim. Let there be. That's right. Let there be. So number 1 is your identity. You've got to disrupt the identity that you have of yourself at the level of wealth, of your spirituality, of your relationships, and of your health. How are you identifying right now, and what do you need to evolve in all of those areas? You need to look at your environment and ask yourself, have I outgrown this space? Have I outgrown these people? Have I outgrown these conversations? Have I outgrown the stuff I watch on TV? Like, you gotta, look at everything. Look at your home. Look around in your home. Have I outgrown all of these things? Because believe it or not, your environment keeps you at a level of expansion as well. The home that I was in, literally, it was my dream house. And God said, this energy no longer aligns to what you need to evolve to. This energy, perfect house, almost an acre, all of my Jamaican trees, like just perfect. Everything for me was my dream come true. And you can imagine my shock when God was like, yeah, sorry, you've outgrown this. Time to a perfectly good house, God. Yeah, time to move on. Right. So look at all of these things and make a decision. And then number 3 is mindset. All right. So I'm looking to shake up everything. And I just want to give you caution. You can't stay the same. You can't. Staying the same is not one of the options, right? Truthfully, I said you could stay the same with plan 1, or plan 2, you can ascend and advance. Truthfully, you can't stay the same. Because if you do nothing to change anything, you're actually not staying the same. You're going to be going backwards because everything else is going to advance, right? So that's just like not an option. And then the other thing is, the only option really is to advance. It's to be disruptive. You gotta shake things up in your life. Time to shake things up. Yep. There you go. Barbara says, I know it's coming. Blank slate. So I am personally seeking new people. I'm raising myself to a higher standard. I am releasing Tasha of 2023 and her thoughts, her level of thinking. Like, sure, it's been amazing. Tasha of 2023 and where I've gotten to is mind blowing compared to Tasha of 2020 or Tasha of 2015. But it's like good and there's more, right? So I'm just like releasing her. See you, bye. Amazing. And thank you. But there's more. There's more I meant to evolve. So I want to, I love it. So Darlene says, I outgrew my old self years ago. And Darlene, I want to share with you, you are your old self right now, right? In this moment, you are your old self in comparison to the self that is yet to be created in the next couple months, in the next year, in the next 5 years, right? 5 years from now, you're going to say my 2023 self was my old self. So even right now, you are your old self. You are the old self in comparison and in contrast to who you can be. So thank you, Barbara says. Thank you. Yeah, thank you and goodbye. Thank you and goodbye. Because I don't know about you. I want blank slate. I want next. I want everything that's available for me. In fact, I am completely emptying my container. Those of you that are coming to spend this weekend with me, that's exactly what we're going to do. It is going to be so amazing. We're literally going to empty everything and we're going to go, I am full for more, and literally fill this container that is me with all that there is of more. All right. So here, more. So I want to ask you, right? Obviously, I just said there are all these women that are coming to spend this weekend with me. And one of the things that's been on my heart over this last year, and I've been alluding to it, I've been sharing about it, I've been saying, I want to give more. I love these conversations. I love Clubhouse. By the way, if you haven't heard, I'm ending Clubhouse. The last Clubhouse that we're going to do is the Thursday the 14th of December. These conversations are amazing. I'll keep doing this, but truthfully, my heart to serve is at the next level. It's right now. I want more. I love these conversations, but truthfully, every Monday I'm talking at you, right? I want to be in a container where I'm sharing with you. I'm giving you something to focus on. You literally can take care of these 3 things. Let me put it to you this way. I spend 2.5 hours to 3 hours every day right now working on my spiritual growth. Imagine if I literally just took everything that I'm learning and then I created a space where you could just come and I could say, Here's what you should do. Do this one thing this month, right? So I am creating a space where in 2024, that's where I would love to lead you, to be in a focus container where you can work on all three things: your identity, your environment, be in an environment with other people who are advancing, and work on your mindset. Question is, do you want that? Yes or yes? Would you like would you like a space where we could just hang as sisters and literally just focus on a thing a month? Like, we have these amazing conversations every Monday, but then you're left to your own devices. I don't know what you do after we're done, right? I have no idea. I hope it inspired you while we were talking, but like, the value of it is when you do something about it. So, would you like it? All right, I'm on the right track. I'm creating it for you. And only the women who are at the Create 2024 Masterclass are going to hear about it first. Make sure you're there. Remember, if you haven't registered yet, you can go to tashachen.com/create and do that, or you can type 2024 in the comments and then check Facebook Messenger to get your link to register. All right. Mwah. I love you all. Happy Monday. Goodbye to the current version of you. Just bid her goodbye. I think it's a full moon energy today. Goddess Mary shared with us. It was yesterday or today, whenever it is, we're still in that full moon energy. It's a powerful time to release. Yeah. Love her and just say thank you and goodbye. I want to empty and be open to fill my container with more for next year. Love you all. Have a great Monday. Everybody that's coming this weekend, I cannot wait to see you. Mwah! See you all Friday. Bye, everyone.